Hi guys, so what we're going to go through today is we're going to look at polynomial long division. So this is a really key skill. It goes across multiple topics and it's something that you definitely use in year 12. Okay, so there's actually a number of different methods to do polynomial long divisions. The textbook teaches you one way, which is accurate and will get you the right answer every time, but it takes quite a long time and can be quite hard to understand and easy to make simple mistakes. So in this video, I'm going to teach you what I think is a simpler, shorter way, and one that also makes a bit more mathematical sense, which is ultimately what we want you to have out of this class. Okay, so the best way to do it is to just go through examples. So look at this first example here. We've got the polynomial here of x cubed plus x squared minus 14x minus 24 being divided by x plus 2. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to factorize this top term so we can actually divide simply by the x plus 2. So we need to factorize by pulling out x plus 2 as a factor and then seeing if it is a factor or if there's any remainder there. So what you do is you look at the degree of the polynomial. So in this case, the degree is 3. And that's the amount of times you would write out x plus 2 in order to get this factorization to work. So you leave gaps because you're going to put numbers in between here as you work through it. Okay, so what you want to do is make your left-hand side equal to your right-hand side, which is ultimately what you're doing when you're factorizing. So first off, the first bracket looks at getting your x cubed term. In order to get your x cubed term, you'd need to multiply this term here by x squared. That'd give you your x cubed there, which is what we've sorted that one out. However, this extra value here, x squared times by 2, will give you plus 2x squared. So that's kind of an extra term that's created by this first bracket. Okay, we've got plus 2x squared here, which we can sort out in our next bracket. We've got plus 2x squared, but we want to have just plus x squared. Okay, so what we need to do is actually multiply this next bracket by negative x. So negative x multiplied by x gives you negative x squared. So that's plus 2x squared minus x squared, which gives you your just x squared term, which is what we want to end up with here. So now we've sorted out the x squared term with this bracket here. Okay, so we've got minus x squared minus 2x. So now we've got minus 2x as our extra term. Okay, so multiply this term by here, sorted that out, and then the next term gives us minus 2x. Now what we want to end up with in our x column is minus 14x. So we need to sort that out with our next bracket. Okay, so we've got minus 2x and we want to get to minus 14x. The coefficient here to get to minus 14x we'd need to take another 12x away. So that'd be minus 2x minus 12x gives us minus 14x, which is what we want. Okay, so and then the last bracket here would be negative 12x plus 2 gives us minus 24. Okay, now looking across here, minus 24 is what we want to end up with. So that works out perfectly. So if we expand this all out and collect it like terms, we're going to end up with this x cubed plus x squared minus 14x minus 24. Okay, and I'll actually show you how that would work. Okay, so you'd have the x cubed plus 2x squared, expanding this bracket out, and then we countered that by taking away the next bracket with minus x squared minus 2x. Then the last bracket gave us minus 12x minus 24. Collecting like terms, you have x cubed plus x squared, collecting those like terms, minus 14x minus 24. Okay, so, and we can see that's what we end up with. So you don't need to expand back out. That's a good way to check, but you don't have to do that every time. Okay, so now we know that pulling out these common factors here, that can become x squared minus x minus 12 multiplied by x plus 2. Pulling out x plus 2 as the common factor of each of these expressions. Okay, all over x plus 2 is equal to, now because they're multiplied together, we can cancel this x plus 2 with the x plus 2. We're just left with x squared minus x minus 12. And that's our final answer. Okay, so let's have a look at the second question here. All right, so 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 3 divided by x plus 3. So we can write it out like this again. And then we know we've got the degree of 3, so we know that 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 3 is equal to, and then we're dividing by x plus 3, so x plus 3, x plus 3, x plus 3. Okay? And what I'm actually going to do is show to make sure we're checking right, show that line of working out that I did above the work here, just to show that we're going along at the same pace. Okay, so first bracket, to get to our first bracket is concerned with your x cubed term. Okay, so we're focusing on x cubed, so we need to multiply by 3x squared to get to the x cubed term here. Okay, so that's 3x cubed, and then we also have plus 9x squared. Now, we actually want to end up with 2x squared, so we need to take away 7x with the next bracket. Okay, so the next bracket will give us minus 7x squared, and then 9x squared minus 7x squared gives us the 2x squared, which is what we want. But then we have this added on part, so this one's focused on the x squared, giving us minus 21x. Okay, so we've got minus 21x, and we want to end up, there's actually no x term, which means we have essentially 0x in there. So we want to eliminate that x value. Okay, so we can do that by adding 21x on. So the coefficient here is 21. So 21x minus 21 plus 21x leaves us with 0x, which is what we want. And then we'll also have plus 60. So 21 times by 3 is 63. Okay? And we want to actually end up with negative 3. So we'd have to, just at the end here, take away 66. Okay? So take away 66 there. And that is kind of our remainder. So this one isn't a perfect factor. We've got a remainder here of 66. So if we're rewriting this out, we'll do that now. It will look like, so that will be 3x squared, pulling out the common factor, minus 7x plus 21 outside of x plus 3. So if we expand that bracket out like we've done here, we're going to end up with this initial expression. And then we also have to take away an extra 66 all over x plus 3. Okay, so that will leave us with, first expression is 3x squared minus 7x plus 21. And then we're also, so that x plus 3 cancel that x plus 3, but that x plus 3 is also divided by this 66, or divides into this 66. So that's minus 66 over x plus 3. Okay, so all we've done there is we've got that extra remainder term that needs to also be divided by x plus 3. So that's why I've got this awkward little, I guess, remainder at the end here. So last one here, it'd be great if you guys could have a pause of this and have a go at it yourself. Same process again. So I'll just go through it. I just want to give you as many examples as I can so you guys can have a go at this. Okay, so dividing it in first. So we know that the degree is 3, so we need to write out x minus 2 3 times. Okay, so 3x cubed plus x minus 3 is equal to, when you pull out x minus 2, you're going to get this term here. So we need to make sure the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side by coming up with coefficients here. So to get to your x cubed term, you need to multiply, once again, by 3x squared. Okay. So we got 3x squared times by x is 3x cubed, which is what we want. So that's good. Tick, first part done. And then we're also getting minus 6x squared. Okay. Now over here, we could add in, there's no x squared here. So we want to get rid of that x squared. So minus 6x squared, to get rid of that, we'd need to plus 6x squared. Okay, so that's what our next coefficient is, 6x, to cancel it out. It becomes plus 6x squared minus 12x. Okay, so we've got minus 12x, but we want to end up with positive x. Okay, so we need to plus 13 on here. Okay, so that becomes plus 13x. So negative 12x plus 13x gives us positive x minus, and then we've got the extra term on here, minus 26. Now we want to end up with minus 3. Okay, so what we need to add on at the end is we need to plus on 23. So our remainder is that part there. Okay, so dividing it in, so 3x cubed plus x minus 3 over x minus 2 simplifies to x minus 2, pulling out this common factor here, which we've done the work on. So 3x squared, the coefficient of the first term, plus 6x, the coefficient of the second term, plus 13, the coefficient of the third term, all over, and then you're adding on the remainder, plus 23, because that was a leftover part there, all over x minus 2. Scroll down a bit. Which is equal to, the x minus 2's cancel, so you're just left with 3x squared plus 6x plus 13, because that's all one expression. And then the 23 is also divided by x minus 2. So plus 23 over x minus 2, which is kind of your remainder there. Okay, so that's the process that I believe you'll find a lot simpler than the way that the textbook teaches you. If you're really struggling with this though and want to go the textbook way, I've uploaded another video from YouTube that should help you learning that method as well, and I'll be able to walk you through that next class as well. But I would strongly suggest that you give this one a really good go first, and then just note down any questions you have. We'll be going through this on Wednesday's class as well. Good stuff, guys. Good luck.